Hey, bro. What are you doing? Why are you watching me? I just saw what you were doing. Watching all that nastiness. Close those 40 tabs. I don't want to see what those grandmas were doing, bro. I saw all that. I'm just kidding, but Jesus definitely did see you. Whether it was you did it today, yesterday, or a couple of years ago, or a week ago, or you're going to do, he's seen it, okay? He was in you and he was with you while you were watching those grandmas do whatever they were doing, okay? Just get it out of the way. I don't want to see that nastiness anymore. Jesus definitely didn't want to either. But it might not have been grandmas doing whatever they were doing. It might have been something that you ate, something that you binged, like a Baconator. Is that too specific? I'm talking about myself here. Maybe it's all that all those episodes of TV you were watching of Love Island, where they're just half naked all the time, just and basically softcore, right? This, that, and the other. Maybe it was murder, and if it was murder, tell me. I will definitely, I won't keep you safe. I'm gonna rat you out, honestly, bro, because that's a little bit too much for me, okay, honestly. But no, seriously, I'm sure you've done a lot of these things, whether it was the grandmas or not, whether it was eating too much, whether it was being too lazy. I'm sure that you would prefer not to be doing those things. You kind of know what you are as a Christian man at this point. You have like that Holy Spirit giving you that conviction of the things that you want, right, bro? Like, you know you have this great life. You might want something like me with a toddler seat in the back and be ready to be tired all the time. I'm telling you, if you're a dad already, you already know. But if you want a wife like me, all these different things, you know, you're making mistakes in your life, right? That you know that a godly man that gets all these things doesn't do. Doesn't be lazy, slothful, be greedful, be very what's the word I'm looking for? Be a glutton, right? Doing all these things that you know are wrong, but for some reason you just can't get a hold of it. And with this video, I want to give you a simple solution, because in reality is you're bored, right? You are going home from a 9 to 5, and you know, I completely understand. You're tired. You don't have any energy left. What is classified as an 8-hour day is more like 12, because you wake up an hour before to get to work, maybe even 2 hours, because it takes you 30 minutes to get to work, right? And then you have an hour lunch, and then you have an hour commute, maybe even 2 hours on the way back because of traffic. So this 8-hour day that we have as young men that we're finding after high school, after all our friends leave us and we're all lonely, too real? Yeah, I know about you, man. I know how it is. I was there myself. You're going through this day-to-day life, and can you really blame yourself for being so tired at the end of the day that you're doing all these things, right? And the main problem is that you are bored. And I've been doing a lot of research into this recently, because, you know, I find myself bored as well and doing things I don't want to do. And I know that you are as well, maybe even to an amplified degree that you don't even want to admit. Maybe those 40 tabs with all those grandmas have been real, right? But I want to talk about boredom, because it is probably the main cause of what's going on in all of our lives, causing you to do what you need to do to fool yourself into thinking that you're happy and that you're following God's path, when the reality is you're far from it. You know, with the research I've gone into, it's shown that boredom is very not much of this passing feeling that we get, that you might think it is. Like, you might think it's just something that happens whenever we're tired or we don't have anything to do, but really it's more neurological than that. With the research in the videos I've looked at, boredom is actually more of a serious emotion based on the brain needing more stimulation. And when it doesn't get that stimulation from the boredom, it actually feels pain. Like your brain feels painful. And if I'm speaking for myself here, hopefully for you, bro, whenever I get that pain, I just keep going. Like, I'm already down this route of sinfulness, of laziness, that I just go all the way to rock bottom, 0 to 100. I don't know what it happens. Maybe you can give me some guidance, or you're going through the same thing, bro, where like you're in this path, you know what you're doing, but the stimulation is so intense from whatever junk that you're filling it from, that you can't stop it. And that's exactly what it's shown in these studies that I'm talking about, that these phones that we have, these supercomputers, right, that we have, and that can watch endless short videos, that can watch endless pornography, that can order you food, that can I don't want to. Can you murder people? We'll stop talking about that, okay? Let's just stop, okay? That's just for other people that are not watching these videos, hopefully. But you can do literally everything from your phone, right? And they're in our pockets, killing our testosterone. Video on that on another day, okay? Anyways, we have all this boredom from our lives that we come back after work being tired, so there's no wonder why we are so bored, or we are so quick to whip out our supercomputers and do everything that will give us that junk food fulfillment, which is kind of like my conclusion that I was finally getting to, was that phone that you're using to do all those things, it's actually no sort of real fulfillment. The research shows that it's actually like a junk food fulfillment. Like after you eat a Baconator from Wendy's, like after you have that sweet spicy deluxe from Chick-fil-A with that sauce on it, oh my God. Once you do that, right, you never feel good about eating it. You feel like crap, right? You eat it and you're like, I should not have eaten that. That's exactly what happens when we're using our phones to fulfill that boredom. Like when you're doom scrolling, when you're hitting the pornography, you know it's like not good for you. You know you're actively doom scrolling. You know you're actively choking the chicken. You know what you're doing is not good, but it feels good. It's stimulated from doing, relaxing from the mind-numbing work that most of us have in a 9 to 5, right? So the logical conclusion is, for your brain, neurologically, I'm just going to keep on doing this because it helps me escape this pain, the literal pain from the neurological feeling of boredom that I'm feeling. So this helps me escape from that. So why would you even want to escape from that, bro? Can we really blame our human selves? I don't think you could. So what do you do as I'm telling you, okay, we are bored. You are bored. You're at home after a long day at work or a long day at school, exhausted, learning about macroeconomics or whatever the crap that doesn't even matter. If you're in school, in college, or in these just drudging meetings at work that just don't talk about anything, and like, we're all just sitting there acting like this is the most important meeting ever when it's not, and nothing got done. Have you experienced any of this? Tell me if this is you, tell me which one I'm hitting in the comments, because I've gone through it all. I promise you, bro. So I'm telling you all this that you're bored, right? I'm telling you all this that, you try to resist your temptations at home, but usually when you have a supercomputer in your hand that can do everything, can you really blame yourself? You really can't. You're really putting yourself at a disadvantage, aren't you? When you're doing all these things and your environment is cultivated to where you can just have this quick comfort to just keep our minds at bay. Just relax, sweet child. Just sit back, order some Uber Eats, McDonald's, which that never turns out good. It comes home crunched, like all soggy and disgusting. I don't know how, if you're doing that, man, you're in the trenches, okay? It's rough for you, I'm sure. So we have all this stuff, right? The main idea I want to tell you is that God has more of a plan for you than the doom scrolling, than the depression after work, than the misalignment that you're feeling that's turning to this mind-numbing endeavor in your brain where you just feel like not even living. You feel like a zombie. If you've seen the buckets on the head from SpongeBob, in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, this is a very niche reference, but that's what you are. You're the bucket from Plankton's from the movie is you're being taken over by the bucket, and you know it, but you can't take it off. We are at such a disadvantage, and I want to tell you that God has a lot more planned for your life as a Christian man, and that's just the fact of the matter. So I'm telling you all this. A lot of it of your sins is due to boredom. So what do we do? What is the opposite of boredom? Doing something, getting to work. Right? I know you just came back from work or came back from school. You don't want to do work. You're tired. Well, I would just pose you this. One, Jesus has called us to make disciples of all people in Matthew 28. So if we don't do that, we are actively disobeying the God that has so graciously saved us, right? Even with the 40 grandmas that you're watching, I'm really stuck on the grandmas. This is telling anything about myself. I don't watch that, okay? I never watched that before, okay? Don't expose me, but you are. I know you are. I've seen them. I'm just kidding. But, you know, we have a lot more in store for our lives than that, right? So the key to getting through all this boredom and actually feeling like you're living out God's purpose for your life, which is to make disciples of all people and to live according like Him, you need to get to work. What does that mean? It means doing exactly what I just said. I mean, going into the Bible, making disciples of all people. You know, wear a cross around your necklace, get out around your neck, going out in the city and evangelizing, talking to your family about what you believe and why, being an active disciple, hanging out with your family, showing the love of Christ to your family, to the people around you, to your if you have a wife or if you have a daughter or a son or whatever, bro, like you need to get to work. Do the opposite. You need to be busy. See, I'm in my car. I'm not going to have a video at home anymore, or not that I can foresee. That's a very slow and very drawn out, and because I don't like that boredom. Whenever I'm home bored, that's when a lot of bad things happen. I go too hard on video games, which leads to me eating, which is it's just a negative sin cycle. So I do these videos in the car, one, because I'm at work, because I'm working currently too. But if I do this, if I wait for myself to get home, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be too bored. And then I'm going to pull up my phone, and then that's the cycle, right? I'm telling you all this, you need to get to work. And if you're tired, I need to tell you that the world is at stake. You've seen how bad, how endlessly evil this world is going to. I had to delete Instagram again because of all the evil that I got recommended on my Instagram. It was just too much. I just like my simple life. I like my YouTube, and that's it. I like going on Facebook on my computer. That's all I need, right? There's a lot of evil in this world, and it will flourish, and it will go to your children. It will go to you. It will go to your future wife if you do not do something about it now, and you can. I want to give you that hope that you can defeat the thing that you're going through right now. You might be at this point in your life that you might not know your purpose. You might not know or have any steps on defeating lust, but that's really what our community is for. I want to encourage you to stick around, join our community. If you're interested in our beating lust protocol, if you're interested in being around a group of great Christian brothers, I would love for you to comment. I would love to send you a link to our community that we're really utilizing to strengthen each other as Christian men. I have guest speakers, I have daily scriptures, I have challenges to help us get better as Christian men. But the fact of this video is you're doing all these things because you're bored. And what do you need to do? Even though you're tired at the end of the day, you need to be a man, get some energy, pick up your balls, because those grandmas, you need to put those grandmas away and get outside. Stay outside. Don't be alone. Don't be bored. If you're an introvert like me, too dang bad, because you know you're gonna be bored at home and you have nothing else to do but pull out your phone and be a little weird, little gooner freak. Okay. I want the best for you, bro. I want you to subscribe so I can keep on speaking life into you. And I pray that whoever sees this, I hope that you realize that you're bored. And it's not just this mere passing feeling. It's this scientific emotion, neurological pain that you feel because your brain is begging you for stimulation. And if you give it the wrong stimulation, it will just keep on asking for that. You need to give it the right stimulation. You need to go out and make disciples of all people. You need to do the truly fulfilling, not the junk food fulfillment work of making disciples, showing the love of Christ, being a good model for your children, for your future children, for your future wife, or your brother around you, your younger brother or your older one who's looking to you to how a Christian conducts themselves. So with that, let me know what you guys think, what you guys thought about this interesting fact about boredom. It really kind of changed the way I've started to live my life, because a lot of the bad things that stems from me doing all that stuff that I talked about before, or you doing it, bro, is that boredom. We just look for anything to kind of stimulate your brain, and we want to be lazy, but the whole world is at stake. The enemy is gaining ground. It's time for us to fight back. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe. See you next video. Bye.